We're in a camping site just out of Goulburn, which is the ACT. It's a freezing day, top of probably about 11 or 12. Last night was minus 2.4. But today we thought we'd tell you the exact true cost of what the van actually cost us.
And this is probably a bit of a surprise for Mandy as well, because I didn't tell her any of the amounts all the way through. So
Yes.
apart from the cost of the actual van, she doesn't really know anything.
I don't know.
So I've got it all on a spreadsheet, so I'll just go through it here. So the actual cost of the van itself was, I've got van, rego, and getting it reclassified as a van was $20,202.
Jesus.
I then had to have an inspection afterwards. That was $325. And a service, which was $1,317. And to get the Service New South Wales ownership was $752. And the insurance was $650. So all up for the van, including all the fees, was $23,247.35.
It's a lot of Lego you had to sell. A lot of Lego.
So the build itself, I did pretty well keeping an eye on the cost. Did you just look at that?
I just looked at the sheet and it's probably about 15, 16 lines all the way down.
All right.
Of cost. Here we go. Strap yourself in.
I'll break it down in kind of the areas that we did first. And so obviously the strip out cost nothing. That was free. So that was a good bonus.
Good way to start.
Yep. So the sound deadening and the insulation came in at $694.92.
Yep.
The Max Air fan was $459. The roof racks, so that we could fit the solar up there, that came in at $794.80. I think that was so expensive because there wasn't that many available because it's such a high roof. There wasn't very many options there. Now, probably the most expensive bit is the solar panels and the whole electric setup and getting it installed, which I don't think was too bad actually. $3,181.60.
Well worth it though.
Yeah.
Very well worth it.
So then there's just odd bits and pieces like the Sikaflex, the paint, the tape, some spray paint to get that done, the rust converter, degreaser. Right, so the cost for all of those together was $140.70.
Like a child. You want up, down?
Go and run around.
Go run around. Off you go.
Okay. So the plywood, that was for all the flooring, for all of the framework, all of that. That all came in at $136.
Yep.
The awning brackets was $134. Trying to think what they were. Awning brackets.
Brackets for the awning.
Actually, I didn't even use them in the end.
Awesome.
So perhaps I should get a refund on those. I ended up 3D printing some wedges just so that the awning sat at like a 90-degree angle rather than pointing up to the sky. So that was kind of free because it already had the bits. So that was another bargain.
Okay.
The awning itself was $1,029. That was in the sale. Actually, most of these things I did order during Black Friday sales. So,
smart.
Yeah, so probably saved a lot of money. The Sirocco fan was $169.
So that's a fan in the roof or on the side?
No, that's the white fan inside.
On the side. So we got a fan on the side.
Yeah. So the Max Air fan was one I said earlier. That was the $459, and then the Sirocco on the inside.
So the one on the inside like swings out. It's got an arm, can isolate or whatever it does.
Yep.
Yep.
The fly screens and storage solutions that we got them from Living in a Bubble, and that was a couple of storage units that go on the back of the chairs, and then the fly screens that goes on the main door.
Yep.
And again, that was in the sale, but that was $404.71.
Yep.
The tap the tap and the water tank are both from Dometic. It's the Dometic Go hydration system. So that was $79.99 for the tap and $99.90 for the water tank.
Mm-hmm.
And then one of your favourite bits that you like to use,
Toilet.
the toilet. So the
It
toilet
beats going out at -2 degrees. It's so well worth it. Yes.
So the toilet we got from Julka, it's a fairly new one out, I think. I think it's an Aussie company as well. That was $296.65. So all up, that was $7,762 for the fit out. I may have actually missed a few things out. So we just need to add in the bed beam, and the mattress also came in at $212.40. The kitchen came in at $725. The sink was $72.95, and the ceiling cladding was $325. So that changes the total to $8,956.81. I did have to buy odd pieces of tools as well, like drill bits, rivets.
Of course you did. Yep.
I didn't have a choice.
Yeah.
Paintbrushes, scrapers, all that kind of jazz. That came in pretty cheap, I think, $144 for that.
Bargain.
Yeah. All right, so for a grand total, all in, was $31,154.25. Yep. And that new grand total should actually be $32,348.90. So we'll keep that one quiet from Mandy so that she thinks that it was the lower amount. All right, back to the other guys. Was that money well spent?
Money well spent. I would say it is money well spent. Yeah, because it's definitely done the job as comfortable as what we can. So we don't really go without a little bit.
No. So we used to camp. We started off basic in the tent.
Yep.
And then we progressed to the pop-up camper, which you may have seen as well on the channel there. We did a rebuild of that. That was a lot cheaper, I have to say. But and then with each stage, we've kind of wanted to upgrade.
Make yourselves comfortable.
Yeah.
Less work.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the next one, I'm a bit scared of what it's going to be. Yeah.
It's going to be bigger, the next one. But anyway, we'll make use of this one for a little while now.
Yep, absolutely.
So, today's our first trip away that we've done that's not on sort of a family piece of land. So we've come away on our own. So we're just kind of getting to know the van a bit and working out all the bits and pieces of it and the best way to work. So
and each time we do it, we get better. We know what to pack and how to make things a little bit easier next time. So you get yourself into a little bit of a rhythm and you work out what you need to do. So it's pretty cool.
So that's all up for the cost video anyway. So we'll probably check back in with a van tour because we haven't done one of those yet. So
No.
We'll probably do that on our next trip away. So stay tuned for that, and we'll catch you in the next one.
Bye.